There we go. Finally got one of them going anyway. I don't know what was going on with that other stream. That thing, that was difficult. And I mean, that was really difficult. We had 2 streams scheduled, one horizontal, one vertical, and I think they were locking the system up. It would not let me go. It would not, it said it was broadcasting, but it would never get to the live screen to start going. I'm not sure what was going on with that, but we are here and viewing the universe right now. M81 and M82, the Bose Galaxy. Bose Galaxy and Cigar Galaxy. And you can see it's got a really bad gradient off to the right hand side here. And that's just simply because of the moon is out and it's really, really bright. Volume's low? Okay, Matt. Good evening, Matt. Let's see. Your volume level is low. Have to crank it up. Okay, let me see here. Let me see what I can do. Let me see if I can adjust it here. Let me make sure that this thing is on here. All right. Let me see here. I don't have any light in here. I can't see what's going on. All right. Well, hopefully it's better now. Good morning, UJJ. Good morning. Welcome in. We're doing the universe again, and I apologize for the low volume. Hopefully, give me a thumbs up in the chat and let me know if it's working better. I got it. I'm not sure why it's low, but it could just be it could be the connection. But I had a problem getting the stream going. I don't know what this thing was doing. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure how the volume is at the moment. Just give it 1 minute here. We are looking at M81 and M82. And you can, let's see here. It is about the same, no problem. I can hear you, but if my computer makes any other sounds, it's really, wow, that's really strange. Let me see here. Let me make sure that this thing isn't, check. Just making sure it wasn't on, muted or something. Hopefully that's a little better. But at any rate, check out this huge moon glow we got going here, this big gradient here, this big red. Matter of fact, we had to put in a dual narrowband filter to get this going tonight simply because of the moon glow that's going. Look at how huge that gradient is there. It's pretty bad. But the Cigar Nebula is coming out pretty good. That's not so bad. There's 9 stacked 2-minute images. So that's 18 minutes of data on the cigar. We'll move around here in a little bit and get some different items. I just wanted to make sure that that the live stream started, because this thing was giving me a really big pain in the butt. I couldn't get it going. And what we're going to do here, you're going to see me swap in between ASI airs. I got the C14 hooked up, and in just a few minutes I got to go over and check and make sure that it is actually lined up for the Needle Galaxy, so we can get that going as well. And I'm just looking here to make sure that I don't have any more settings here for the volume level, but but hopefully everyone else is volume is working. All right, let's see here. Give me 1 minute here. Let's look over here. We'll let this thing stack just for another minute. And while this thing is stacking, let's get a look at the C14 and see if it's ready to start stacking. So let's get a swap over here. Just a second while this thing switches. All right, so we need to go over to the Needle Galaxy. And let's just take a gander over there. Hopefully it's above the tree line. If it's not above the tree line, we'll go back to the other one. Hey, Gabriella. I see you. Hey, sweetie. Hope you're doing good. Hopefully my volume is a little better. I'm trying to talk a little more into the microphone here. Maybe that's a little bit better for you. Might have just been a placement of the microphone. But we're trying to, well, it would help if I hit the go-to button. It won't go anywhere if I don't hit the go-to button. But here in just a second, you'll see the scope come across the screen as a blue square rectangle. Here it comes. It's going to move over in and try to line up. And if it's above the tree line, it'll find itself. If it's still in the trees, then we'll swap back over to the other ASI air, which is the H2 that's currently stacking right now. And we'll see how that goes. If it is above the tree line, then we can scoot over with the other scope and we can look at something different as well. Excuse me. Sorry. Man, this this pollen is really horrible. All right, it's having an issue trying to find itself. So maybe it's still in the trees. Usually around 9:30. So maybe we have to wait 15 more minutes, but we're going to give it 1 more minute, try to lock itself on here. It's not going to do it. So what we'll do is we'll hit the stop button and we'll look at the guide scope. Looks like it's not in the trees, so that's good. Let's just give it a quick 5-second view here and see. Maybe it's just having a problem trying to find itself. Let's see what it looks like here. Let's give it a minute to load. It's also, this is the, we're swapping, when we swap systems, we're going from a 6200 to a 2600. Well, there it is right there. So let's get this thing centered up. I'm not sure why it wasn't centering up, but let's make sure that it does, because now that it's above the tree line, we can go ahead and start stacking. So it should, it's already focused up and pretty good to go, so it should be locked on, rock solid here. It might be the moon too. The moon is messing with everything tonight. It's pretty bright. But it's got enough start. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, all right, so it found itself. It's good. Slightly lower than what it was before, so let's move this up and put this right on there. That way those other galaxies stay in there. And on my raw image the other night when I was, or this morning when I was processing it, I need to look and see if there's any comets last night that were in the area of the Needle Galaxy, because I think there's a comet there, or it's a weird looking galaxy. All right, so let me start this stack process on this, and then we'll go back to the other. We'll go back to the other one. All right, so just bear with me while I get this session set up here. I hope everyone is having a good Saturday night. All right, meridian flip, we're good there. And we're doing 300 seconds. We're doing gain of unity gain. And we're just going to throw a outrageous number in there. I know that we got 80 last time, so let's just put 120 and wishful thinking in there that we get 120 5-minute images. That'd be awesome. So we're at 300 second exposures, unity gain, lights, good. All right. So now we're stacking this target here. We're not stacking it, but I'm actually going to image the Needle Galaxy here. So now that that's doing that, and it's good to go. It's got a pretty good guiding. It's at 0.63, so that's pretty good. Let's switch back to the H2, and let's go look at the universe. Now that I know that that one is set up and good to go, all right, buddy. All right, Griffey, look out. There we go, buddy. Okay. All right, give it a second for the next image to come up, and then we'll go look at something. That's still not too bad. That's we have 24 minutes of data. Stop, buddy. Stop. That's not too bad, but you can tell. Look at that huge moon glow there. That's just wow. That's a lot. But that's not too bad. All right, let's see what else is out there we can go look at. Let's see here. What's close by that we can see? I got Stellarium pulled up here, so just one moment. Let's see the image of the Needle Galaxy you posted. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, I really love that Needle Galaxy. That's the best one I've done so far. I'm pretty stoked about that one. All right, let's look at, let's see what's right across the street here. The Coddington's Nebula. I don't know if we'll be able to pick it up, but we're going to look at it. IC 2574, so let's do that. I wish this thing had a better star-based a database in it. What did I say that was? That was IC 2574. There we go. I don't think that we'll be able to see this one, but we're going to try it. We're going to give it a try anyway. Ah, well, thank you. Or, as your mom says, cooking is not for, was it cooking's not for me? It's cooking instead of not queen. It's a slay queen. Well, it only goes to, oh, ha ha ha. How about that? ASI is pretty good. You really have to remember to stop exposing before you can switch over. I always forget that. Always, always, always. It's somewhere over here. That's so funny that I always forget that. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that little delay. Cannot go to. You have turned on the auto go center. Please make sure the main camera. It is connected. What are we talking about here? What's this thing talking about? What you talking about, Willis? Oh. Well, that's really strange. I must have hit the button too many times and turned the camera off. That's really crazy. It's been a crazy night. Well, it always leads up to a good time when you have to really work for it. Okay, there we go. All right. That's funny. Cooking. Yes, right. Cooking is for everyone. Let's see. Oh, Eli, how's it going? Nebula Galaxy was one of my favorites. All right. Hopefully you saw that finished image I did for 6 hours. Just posted it. All right. Let's see if we can get this Coddington's Nebula to come out. And let's do 30 seconds at first. It says that this is, it says it's a galaxy, so I'm not really sure. I've never seen this one. It looks weird, but we're going to see if it comes out. Hey, hey, hey. All right, let's see here. Give me just another minute here. I'm not sure what we're going to be able to see. It says it's a magnitude of a 10, so it should come out. And if it works, we'll just start live stacking it until the whirlpool gets high enough. It's right there in the center, but that's not going to be bright enough. That's nowhere near bright enough. That's a boo on that one. How about the Pinwheel Galaxy? Let's do that. That might be above the trees. It's moving. Give it just a second here to make its way over. And this one actually should work. That's a boo on that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that one didn't work very well. And some of these targets may not work very well with the very bright moon we got going on. Let's see here. This is a good target though, as long as it's above the tree line, and it looks like it's picking up 231 stars, so it may be above the trees. It's been an hour since I was outside, so this should be good. Once we get those trees cut down, we won't have to worry about that. And I hope my microphone is a little better. This thing is working slow tonight, like really slow. Insanely slow. Wow. It usually never takes this long. It might be in the tree. We're going to do it anyway. We're going to try it anyway. So just bear with me. Once we get this thing going, we'll just skip right across the horizon and look at all the galaxies in a row. That one just might be a little too low. Let's look in the stellarium here. Oh, there's one on the other side there that we can see. What was the name of that one? There it is. Let's look at this one. This one is definitely, it's NGC 3718. And there's two of them. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. How about that? That one is definitely in perfect seeing place. What I say? NGC 3716. NGC 3716. Okay, there's two of them together here. Hey, Autopilot, how's it going? Just bear with us here. Imaging with two rigs tonight. Imaging the Nebula Galaxy on the 14, and we are trying to get some images going with the OCAL H2. The moon is really bright looking down right kind of in the area where we are. It's about 35, 40 degrees, maybe higher than what we're looking at. But we're dealing with trying to skirt the tree line to go across and look at all these galaxies. Some of the bigger ones aren't up yet above that tree line. But this is a small one. I've never seen, these are two together. This is NGC 3718 and NGC 3729, they're both together, not too far apart from each other. So we should get 2 galaxies out of this one. It's still at a magnitude 10, so there we go. All right, so it found itself. Well, let's go ahead and start the live stack, no matter what. It's in here somewhere. That galaxy is in here somewhere. So let's just do that. And we'll give it 2 minutes or so. Oh, I wonder why it did that. It turned off my, let's just make sure that all the files are selected. Okay, that's good. All right, we've started stacking again. So I think it's right in this area right here. If my cursor's on the screen, I think you can see it right in there, just a little bit. Man, sorry, y'all. Oh, there's no intelligence here. It's all just guesswork. It's a swag, scientific, wild, you know what guess. Thanks. For those of you who were on the live stream today for the solar live stream, and even if you weren't, don't forget to go back into the video description of the live stream, and I uploaded all of the finished photos, the beginning and the end, and also the raw data, so you can do your own video if you, your own picture if you like. Man, my throat is dry as can be. All right, it's stacking these 2 galaxies, 3718 and 3729. The 3729 is actually quite a bit dimmer. It's a 12.2, but still should look pretty cool. It's got like a really cool twist to it. Hopefully it comes out. I think it will. I think we will. We're using a narrowband filter, dual narrowband filter, because of the moon. Let's see, Autopilot says, it's clear sky for me at the moment, but high clouds are moving through. Man, that's, I feel your pain on that. I feel your pain on that one. It's difficult around here to get some quality sky time. And I think we are looking at, see what our seeing conditions are here. We are in below average. There's a graph to the color there. I don't know if it's focused or not, but there it is. It's green, so it's below average. We got another minute for this thing to stack its first stack. So excuse me, here it comes. Let's see if something comes out. Usually on the first go, there's not a whole lot there. So once we get 1 or 2 images in there, something should pop out. I've never imaged these 2 galaxies, so whatever shows up will be new to me. I'm not sure. Autopilot. I'm not sure. Where's your location? Stars look good. There's a huge glow. Of course, you can see the big gradient, of course, you know, from the moon. There is some hydrogen alpha out there that we're looking at. That's some of that red tint going on. Oh, is that the galaxy right there? Yes. So right here, there's a galaxy right here, and the other one is right here. They're right here together. So give it just another couple stacks, and I think we're going to see that galaxy come out. If you look at it on Google or Stellarium, it looks pretty cool. Oh wow, California. Let's see, what does this button do here? Engage with you. I'm not sure what that is. Hey Ernie, how's it going? Welcome in. Glad you stopped by. We're trying to, this is a very faint galaxy here. We're looking at NGC 3718 and 3729. We just started imaging it. Got 2-minute images coming through. So, and we got, I think we got a 60 or 65% illuminated moon tonight. It's pretty bad. We're also imaging the Needle Galaxy on the 14 here. We can switch over and check it out. I'm hoping to get another 6 hours of data. Huh? Oh, Canada. Canada. Oh, wow. So it's just not, it's not gonna, with this dual narrowband, it's not gonna pull it out. It's probably gonna take more time than what it's worth sitting here trying to image it. Let's find a bigger one. Let's find a bigger one. All right, so I remember the first time I tried to do this, and I'm like, hey, look, there's a Witch Head Nebula. And you know, when I first started, I didn't know what it was, and I didn't know that you're not going to see it in a full moon. So here it was in a full moon. I'm trying to image this thing, and I'm like, I can't see it. I can't find it. Maybe it's not lined up. And then I realized, oh, you just can't see it because it's not. It's just the moon was just too bad. What is this? Oh, that's a. We're not going to be able to see that. Well, here we go again. This little device thing, I'm not sure why it does that. But give me just a second and we'll get this thing mirrored back up. I don't know why it, this is a new device that we're trying here. So I don't know why it does that, so please forgive me. Trying to, a new way of getting my iPad to broadcast onto on the screen here. So just working through some of that stuff. Yeah, the Witch Head is a tough one. I've never imaged it. I still have yet to image it. I've seen it on a couple of my images just because I got lucky to capture something in the area, but never set out to image it. But yeah, I don't. It's not. It's right there in the center. In the center here, it's not. I don't know why this thing is it's stuck. Hang on a second. That's weird. What did I do? I did something to fix it last time. What did I do? Sorry, y'all. Well, obviously. Oh, nice, nice. I think we're going to ditch this app next time because it seems like it's failing more than it works, is what it feels like. So like, it may be the internet. It might be the internet causing it. But it seems, okay, now it's working fine. But let's find a different target here. This is great. Oh, here we go. How about this one right here? What is this? Maybe this one will come out. Let's try it. Let's give it a go. Is it already up here on the bar? No. Once the pinwheel comes up, we'll really get a good look at that. I think this is going to be high enough here. And once we get this one started, live stacking, I'm sorry y'all, we haven't stacked, but that M81 and M82, it's been a definite struggle. I tried to get 2 streams going earlier, and it did something. It locked it up to where one stream was hanging up something, and it wouldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure what was going on with it. Let's see. All right. Let's see, autopilot. You also want to get the dark. Oh yeah, the Vulture Nebula. So the Dark Shark. I did that one pretty good, and the Rotten Fish. I think I've done a pretty good job at that one. I wanted to go back and get it again, but it is it's a beast to try to get, especially to try to pull all that dark nebula out. And I think the Vulture Nebula, I think, is that the same as the Eagle around kind of in that same area, on the bottom side of near the Pleiades. I think that's it, maybe. All right, so we are on M106. We're there. Let's start the stack, and we're gonna have a good galaxy here. I can feel it. We're gonna have a good galaxy here, promise you. We're not gonna be defeated. But while this is stacking, let me swap over and look at the C14 and make sure it's still doing good. Yeah, yeah. I imaged that one with the Rokinon 135 and the IDAS DTD filter, and it came out pretty good. But I just got to, yeah, I got to do a little bit more processing on it. But I think that one is actually on my website, on the starwalking.org website. A picture of it anyway. All right, so it's still tracking. It's got 4 images. I'll come back in the next 30 or 40 minutes and check on it. We'll just let this one do its thing, but I just want to make sure that it was actually still guiding. It's guiding at 0.59, so that's pretty good. That's the C14 on the Ioptron CM70G. It's maxed out. All right, so let's go back over. If next time, what we can probably do once I get this figured out right is when I did a test of the camera, I was able to put the 2 iPads together, one on one side and one on the other, and just shrink the screen and just have them both playing the whole time instead of having to swap back and forth. But this should be M106 coming up here in about maybe 10 seconds. There's 2 seconds left, so it's got to stack the first one. And then, let's see, is there anything? There is, we could probably see, oh, you know what? Oh, what's the Eye of, who? The Eye of Sauron? Ooh, that looks like a pretty cool one. The Eye of Sauron, NGC 4151. All of these are in a line, and we just have to keep going. They're already above the trees. Oh, what is that? Oh, we should be looking at this one. The Silver Needle Galaxy. This is a different one. That looks pretty cool. And they're all together. They're all right in the same area. There's all kinds of galaxies over here. This is what we should be looking at. Oh, what's this one?
Eye of Sauron is a supermassive black hole.
What?
That's how I got that nickname, the Eye of
Oh, this. Oh, y'all, this is it right here. I haven't seen this one before. All right, so we're gonna let this galaxy load up for a second, a couple minutes, and then we're gonna go all the way over to. There are these really cool galaxies, and they're very bright. And this one's full of hydrogen. So this one is called NGC. Well, NGC 4395. I haven't imaged that one. What is your rig tonight? Okay, so Ernie, we have 2 rigs. The one that you're seeing right now, currently, looking at M106. This is the OCAL H2 with the 2600 MC Pro and the IDAS MBZ 2 filter on it. So it's a dual narrowband oxygen 3 and HA, because the moon is insanely bright and it's right in shining in the same area these are at the moment. So that's what we're looking at with this rig. The 14, what we were just looking at a second ago, is got the 6200 MC Pro with no filter, imaging the needle to put some more, trying to get some more data into that. So this one is actually starting to come out pretty good, this Galaxy right here. That's M106. And we're doing 2-minute images on this. We're stacking, live stacking it there. Let's see here. Oh yeah, LB, yeah. Let's see here. I'm just double checking the chat here. But I'm really liking this, this other Galaxy. This may be the next one that I image, because this looks really cool. I mean, just the shape of it looks like a ninja star. I haven't imaged this one before, so and it's looking pretty good. It's lots of nebulas inside there. Wow.
That's at 4151.
NGC 43.
43.
4395, I believe it is, or yeah, 4395. It's really close. There's so many right next to each other. There's a bright one, NGC 4414, and then that Eye of Sauron, and then the Silver Needle Galaxy. Yeah, that might just be my next my next row of galaxies to get. But you can see right now, there are, this is pretty cool because there's, let me get this thing out of the way, I can't see here. Put this over here. There are one galaxy, which is M106. There's two galaxies, there's 3 galaxies, 4 galaxies, 5. So there's about 5 or 6 that we see, but what the really cool thing is the moon. You can really see the effect of the moon on this image by this huge gradient here. Like over here, the moon's not shining so much because it's not directly shining on the sky on that part. It's really crazy how that works, but that's yes, it is. It is hard to get. It is. Unless if you were imaging just like if we were to take 3 or 4 hours with no moon with this filter on M106, it's a pretty good add-on if you had just regular no filter with the one-shot color and adding those two together. I've done that once before when I didn't have the mono camera, and it turned out all right. It's not the best way to do it, but you're right, because we're only letting in the O3 and the HA off of this galaxy. But you know, the moon might let some of that come through, but look at that huge gradient there. That's really, really, really big gradient. All right, let's see here. We'll let we'll get 10 minutes on this one, and then we'll move over because these other ones are really, these look really cool. There's a whole slew of galaxies just right above the horizon, above those trees, all about the same height. We'll do that for a little while until the other big galaxies, the big prominent galaxies, come out.
It says 4395 has a low surface brightness.
Well,
I don't know what that means.
I'm looking at it now, and it says that says it's 10 point. The magnitude is 10. Is a 10. So the low.
Brightness level?
Yeah, the lower the number, the brighter. So it's a 10. So I mean, it's decent. We wouldn't want to look at a 12 or a 13 in a direct moonlight. It might wash it out so bad we probably wouldn't be able to see it. But at least here, it's a fuzzy faint galaxy, but it really, I mean, if you were to think about it, we would probably need a good 30 minutes to get a good, decent looking image. Like right now, the spiral arms of M106 are actually starting to come out. And there's the core definitely defined in there. You got some really cool hydrogen alpha nebulas in the pockets over here. And of course, the devil's horn is over here somewhere. But oh, okay. I don't know how to do that. Oh yes, that's right, Ernie. Yeah, we can extract the HA out of there. But you know, give it 30 minutes or so to do that. You can see the autopilot. You can see some detail there. Yeah. What about the nebula in Arugula? I'd have to look at that. 1 second. This 30 minutes or so, it would be pretty good. Let me figure out where this Arugula is and compared to where we are. Let's see. Do we know, Ernie? Do you know the name of it or the number? I don't even know where the constellation Arugula is in here. Oh, the Flaming Star Nebula. Yes. Okay. So that one is really, really cool. And that one is on the other side. That one's, yeah, the tadpoles. That's going to be on the other side. We're looking basically right now almost northeast, not quite east. I think right now the Flaming Star is going to be directly on the other side of us. And I don't think it's going to be visible from here. Let's see here. I'm looking for some extremely bright galaxies here. So the Silver Needle. If we could see some big nebulas, that would be awesome. But scrolling through here. Hey, how's it going, Ross? Welcome in. We're looking at 106 here. You can start to see 106 form. We got 10 minutes. 10 minutes of stack time on this. And let's look and see what... yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. There we go. Hopefully you can see that a little bit better. There we go. Let's check the... What is... Oh, I was okay. I was wrong. It's more than I thought it was 60%. It's 82% illuminated moon right at the moment. So considering we're doing a live stack, that's not too bad. But we'll give it another minute or two, and let's move on to the other side of the world over here, and let's look at a couple more different galaxies here. I know it's going to be tough with the moon, but we're almost into the area to where we can get the Leo Triplet. But these are really small, tiny galaxies. We're going to try this Eye of Sauron. Never seen it. Let's BJJ Chessman. Is this an 8-inch? Yes, this is an 8-inch hyperbolic imaging Newtonian. It's a carbon fiber frame. It's really nice. It's 561-ish millimeters in focal length, and it's f2.72. It takes phenomenal pictures. the picture that you see on the screen up here in the right above my head, that Horsehead and Flame Nebula, that was taken with the OCAL. It's not doing too bad here. 12-minute, just for a 12-minute image, and we're using a dual narrowband filter here, so we're not getting the entire galaxy all in one. We're only getting the HA and the O3 out of it. So let's try and do this Eye of Sauron, and we'll just keep making our way to the south, and then hopefully as we move south, the sky's moving up, and some of those bigger galaxies are coming above the tree line. So let's give this one. We'll give this one a pause here. All right, you can clearly see the gradient going on there with the moon. Super huge, super huge. All right, let's go to what I say that was NGC 4151. NGC 4151. It's at 50 degrees, so yeah, it's way high enough. And a lot of these I have not seen before. Never really had a telescope that could go in and get these galaxies in pretty good. So this is actually pretty good. I'm making a mental note of what I want to image next. The Eye of Sauron. It's a magnitude of 11.48. What's the matter, sweetie? My doggies are whining a little bit. Okay, so it found itself. Let's it's guiding. Let's go ahead and do you have a broadband LP filter? LP being luminance filter? Not sure which filter that is, Ernie. LP filter. Kind of expand on that one a little bit. I probably know what it is, but I'm not real familiar with that one. All right, we are. Oh, you know, I don't. So I do have, actually I do. I've got a, I think it's an SV Bony or a UHC. It's not a very expensive one, but I do have a light pollution filter that I probably could have used. However, I don't think it's good for a fast telescope. Matter of fact, I've got several good Optilong filters for galaxies, but they're not meant for high speed. They're meant for, you know, like a 4 and higher. I haven't tried them on this telescope yet, but I probably should though. But yeah, that I'm gonna have to try that next time. There's that M106. That's not too bad for that 12 minutes. But here comes the first 2 minutes of the Eye of Sauron, and then there's a bunch of big stars in this one. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big stars and 2 galaxies right next to each other. So maybe those two will come out better than the other ones we saw. But I mean, I could go out there and take out the MBZ filter, but I'm thinking if I do that, we're going to be blinded by the moon. And then what we'll do is once the first image comes through, we'll jump over to the 14 and make sure that's still doing its thing. But I hope everyone is having a good evening tonight. We are using the OCAL H2. We're using the EM31 Pro mount. let's see here, and the 2600 MC Pro with the IDAS filter. So there's the two galaxies. I'm trying to get them zoomed in here so you can see. There's one right there, and there's one right there around that star. So they should start to. You could try short exposures. Oh yeah, I guess could try that. Yeah, yep. If I did that, I would have to run out there and do a quick refocus. But we'll give it another try here and see what happens. My little puppies are having a good time over there. But you have a speed. Yeah, it is a speed demon, and you know. I love my Optolong filters, I do, but the Optolong filters, especially the LRGB and the oh my gosh, the 3 nanometer SHO filters, they're good, but they are not good. They're not good on a fast scope with the bright star in the area. It leaves halos like you won't believe. I haven't found a filter other than the IDAS filter that actually tackles halos on a fast system. Now I haven't tried Aunt Leah, I haven't tried the Beta or chromas, but I don't have money for chromas for sure. But those galaxies are coming out. Now, what's cool is when I got that when I won that certificate, that image, that solar image, TubeTech sent me a camera and their little LRGB filter set for planets here. So I'm going to try that when I get a chance. But these are not very big galaxies. But it's only 4 minutes of data coming through. But there it is right there, and there's the Eye of Sauron. That's the Eye of Sauron. Or no, the Eye of Sauron is the one with the star in it right here, and this is that other little galaxy off to the side, NGC 4156. Excuse me. But it's working. I may go out there and we may go out there and take this filter out real quick and put in the or just have no filter and see what becomes of it. It might work. I could do that. It would only take just a minute. But before we do that, let's try something else. And if that doesn't work, let's give this one a go. The one coming up, we're going to try that NGC 4395. But that Eye of Sauron, it is coming through. It's right there. And I'm going to definitely capture this when there's no moon and a lot longer exposure with no filter on it. But those two are coming through slowly but surely. You could definitely see it starting to go. But I don't know how much is in there. But definitely, it is hard to get galaxies with a dual narrowband filter. I'll tell you what. I'm just going to go take it out. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it on this star right here. I'm going to leave it right here because I'm going to need this star to focus on. Give me just a minute. I'm going to run out, take out the filter, and just focus it on this star. And then we're gonna try it again. Okay, so don't go nowhere. Let's see. We're gonna try this on the fly live. So stay right there. Don't go nowhere. Get you something to drink. I'm I'm going to put it on a preview of 10 seconds here. Got the music going. I'm going to run out here and change this filter, but let me make sure it comes through here first before I do it. I got to take this. No, I don't have to take the iPad with me. Oh, on here? Oh, thank you so much, Ernie. I appreciate that. All right. I'm gonna switch over to the so this thing doesn't get messed up. Well, it's already messing up anyway. So this little app here, y'all, I don't suggest this app to anybody. I don't know why it does that, but it times itself out for whatever reason. But we just swapped over to the C14. All right, so it's on the C14, I think. Let me see which one it's on here. Come on, work with me here. We're on the C14, yes. That's really weird. Oh, hey, Jax, how's it going? Why are we stuck there? This thing is, sorry, y'all. Well, it doesn't matter. Just hang out for a second. We're definitely going to get a different app from now on. This thing drives me insane here. All right, so it's showing the Needle Galaxy, but it's not showing it here. So let's refresh. Maybe it's this right here. Server name, nope.
Jack said good work, Brady. I'm just a little under the weather today.
Oh, all right.
Sorry to hear
Sorry to hear that you're feeling under the weather. All right, I'm going to leave this right here. This is the Needle Galaxy we're currently looking at. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to run out there and I'm going to refocus, take that filter out. Give me just a minute. I'll be right back. This is when you can go get some popcorn and stuff, but just hang out with the Needle Galaxy and I'll be right back. Oh, sorry. There we go. This is not a live stack, but that's just a live view of the Needle Galaxy. I'll be right back. Hang 1 second here. I'm not sure what happened to here, why that went away. But let me get your swap back over. Where did it go? All right. All right. Oh, I think maybe because when I was out there messing with it, it changed what we were looking at. Okay. Let's switch back over. Hopefully everybody's still here. Remote desktop on Windows. I have 3 setups now, but still have to manage these profiles better. Nina, once I get everything worked out, yeah, we're definitely going to get rid of this craziness here, and I won't have to use the ASI Air. I'll use Nina. Okay, good. Thank you, Ernie. I appreciate that. Here we go. We're going to go back to the other ASI Air, and it is now with no filter. It's got a good focus on it, so we shouldn't have moved. We're still on the Galaxy. Let's do just a real quick 30-second exposure on it. Make sure we're still on it, and we'll start the live stack on it, and we'll see if something else pops up there. So it should be a whole lot better. And sorry about the little bit of delay there. Let's see here. All right, but it's at least the Needle Galaxy was looking pretty good. So it's on its own, doing its thing. Every hour on the hour, it's going to refocus for me, autofocus. All right, here comes what we were looking at before. So it's about the same. That's only a 2-minute image, so, but we're gonna ditch this particular area and go back to where we know we got some good stuff. So NGC 4395. This is gonna be, I can't wait to see this one.
Or even try 10 or 15-second exposures for stacking.
Okay.
Light
4395. Yes, we are doing live stacking, and it still should go very well. Let's see here. I didn't have time to run through there and find that light pollution filter. So this is just no filter, just iron cut window on the camera. But it's going to center itself up, and then we'll start the live stack. And it should work. So it's there. We're going to start the live stack, and here we go. Yes, we can see the Markarian's chain. Yes, it's not, let me, while this one is doing that, while we are stacking here, let me find the Markarian's chain over here. Yeah, we'll go look at it, because it's just right down the street. M86, okay. Oh yeah, the koi fish too, that's nice. M86, okay. M86. Yep, there we go, there it is. All right. Ooh, there's a bunch of them in there. I'll tell you what, let's just go look at that. Well, I want to see this one first. We'll go to Markarian chain next. Let's look at this one here, but then we'll go straight over there. How about that? Ernie, does that sound good? Because with this 561 focal length on Stellarium, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, oh, I'd say 50 or so galaxies that are in there. Even the smaller ones, they won't come out. But man, that's going to look good. The cat's eye is in there. That's pretty cool. Ooh, I bet you the 14 will pick that up pretty good too. That's going to be really good too. All right, let's see what this first one's going to come out to look like. I'm hoping I can barely make it out right there in the middle. So I'm going to zoom in so it'll be right up in your grill when it pops out. But you can see right here the outline of that looking like a ninja star. I know it's hard to see on the YouTube, but it's right there. I promise you it's going to come out in the next 15 to 20 seconds. It'll be the first image that comes through. And these are being stacked, by the way. It'll frame well in your scope. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and it does frame very well. I'm looking at it in Stellarium right now, and it does. That would be a very awesome image. Get about 10, 15 hours on that thing with this H2. I think it'd look great, especially with the, I'd have to, let's see what it would look like with the 14. Oh man, the Markarian's chain with the 14 and the 2600. Oh man, I wish you could see this. That's going to be an insane image. Yeah, the first one just came through the first 2 minutes. So yeah, you can make it out right there. So this ought to be good. Let's give it about 5 or 6 images to come through. That's going to look pretty good. Jax, we are in a Bortle 4, but like it's like Bortle 5 right now with this crazy moon going on. But yeah, we're in 4. But the looking at Stellarium with the Markarian's chain with the 6200, that's going to be a really, really cool picture. That's going to be really, really good.
Aaron said, down the street, 3 million light years.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when he tells me
That's right. It's really just right down the road. What Bortle sky are you in, Jax? Let's see here. All right, here comes another image. And you know, I probably should have started off with no filter to begin with. I was just worried about that moon being horrible.
8.
A Bortle 8. Wow. Wow, that's got to be rough.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Me and my wife, we did drive downtown into Columbia, and it's like a Bortle like 100 there. You know, it's insane. And we found a place to image because I said to myself, I'm going to try to go down there to the city and image inside the city to see what it's like. So when people say that they're in a Bortle, you know, 8, Bortle 9, or they're in the city, I don't really know what that's like to try to image. So I don't know what to do to help or have any suggestions. But we're going to try that and give it a shot. So here's that galaxy. It's just starting to pop out, but that's only 4 minutes of data. So yeah, it's coming out, but we're going to go over to the Markarian's chain. I tell you, looking at one thing I have learned doing this, I haven't. When I used to live stream all the time on TikTok, we were live streaming not galaxies, but nebulas and all the big items. We were doing it during full moons. We were doing it all kinds of times. Never were we live streaming galaxies. This is really kind of the 1 or 2 or 3 times I've ever done that. So learning a lot doing this to see how it performs in the moonlight. But
Jack says he's 20 minutes from Baltimore City, and then Narrowband.
oh wow, okay. Ernie, your uncle lives in Aiken, flew into Columbia. Okay, so that's Aiken's down the road. It's an hour and some change, but it's not far. It's not far at all. Sweet. Narrowband, yeah, you got 20 minutes from Baltimore City. Wow, okay. Look at this moon glow here, though. Look at that. Look at the gradient with the moon. So that you can definitely see the moon is out there tonight. But the galaxy is there. It is trying to come through. It's right there. Yeah, hoping to get a place once the economy gets yeah, the economy is really got to fix itself. Well, hopefully you can get something in a decent step down from that 8. Get you a 6, somewhere between a 3 and a 6. I'd love to have 8. Somebody told me the other day what Bortle I was in. I mean, asked what Bortle I was in, and I said 4, and they said, well, you're in like a Bortle 1 for South Carolina, but there's a couple places in South Carolina that actually are pretty dark. That could be a Bortle 2. You just got to go and find them, but I've heard of it. All right, so we're going to go over to the Markarian's chain, but that's it's going to take quite a while to pull this galaxy out. I've never seen this one before. It's on my list to do again. That's the plan. Oh yeah. The moon is at 83%. Yes, 83%. It's 83, 86. It's way up there. It's way too much. The moon should not be that bright right now. We should be able to have a little rheostat and just turn it down. All right, once this next image comes through, what equipment, Wilfredo? Oh, this is the H2. So we're using the OCAL H2, 2600 MC Pro with no filter, and using the EM31 Pro mount. Which that mount, by the way, is really nice. It's quiet. It's always spot on. I'm not a big fan of that tripod it comes with, only because like the cool thing about that tripod is you can pull up the metal ring in the middle and it'll fold up and you can just throw it over your shoulder. But the adjustable legs that are on it, they don't adjust very much. So if you're more than, let's say, a 2-inch degrade or incline or whatever, you're going to need a board or some kind of rock to prop it up on. You're not going to get the scope level enough. It just won't work. And let's see, this thing has stuck again. All right, we're going to switch over to the Markarian's chain because this thing has got stuck. I don't know why it's quitting. I think it's actually the Wi-Fi signal causing that issue. Yeah, it could be the satellite internet. It keeps showing 2 desktop here for some reason. I mean, there's only 1 desktop, but I don't know why it does that. But nonetheless, let's go over to Markarian's chain, and we're going to let it sit there until we get a good image, okay? A good 15 minutes or so to get something good going here. M86 on the way. And then before we head out, we're definitely going to go back over to the pinwheel and check that out, because that's always a good one. It's a big bright galaxy, just like the Whirlpool Galaxy. All right, here we go, and we're moving. There it comes. But if anybody here has any idea on how to better connect your iPad to your PC so you can get video off of it, let me know, other than what's that called, those inverter, not converters, but you know, the HDMI out, you know, and have it into a I forget what it's called, some type of converter or inverter, whatever it's called. Let's see, Jax, you've had Wi-Fi problems with the Melees. You know, I've had the same issue. Oh, you got a router to make it better. Awesome. Only problem with our routers is our routers are tied to our, we've got 2, well, actually, you know what, we can get a cheap router for that, maybe. Starlink was not the best friend for routers until about last year or so. Then we got these Orbeez, and that's the best ones that we've come up with so far. All right, here we are. We are on M86 Markarian's chain, and that's how it's going to look right there. So we got a good group in there, and here we go. All right, we're going to let this one sit here for a few minutes, and we'll get a good image going on. This new, let's see here, Ernie, we had issues with the Wi-Fi and ASI Air at the observatory. We ended up putting a router just for ASI Air. That's pretty smart. No internet, but good connection. Oh, okay. GLI is $40 and works great. Ooh, okay. We'll have to look into that. I've got, I ran a wire through the wall. You know, I made the little box like you would plug in regular Cat6 cable, and ran it through the roof or through the wall, and then out through the eave of the roof where we have the all-sky camera sitting up there, and where the Starlink comes through. And then I put an outdoor plug out there for the cable. So I am capable or able, I'm able to go in and plug into that, and I guess I could run that Cat 6 cord all the way out to the ASI Air and plug it in that way. I don't know if that works. I've never hooked the ASI Air directly into the LAN cable. I don't know if that would be any better or not. I just don't know. For live streaming purposes, it's difficult to get the iPad unless this was a Mac. If this was a Mac computer, you know, you wouldn't ever have a problem. And the other system, I had this other free software that used the USB-C plug and plugged it from the iPad to the computer, and that worked. However, every so often it kept saying, you're using Visor for free. You know, and that to me was aggravating to keep having that thing flash up in there. Let's see, no internet, no nothing about, oh yeah, yeah. I'm Windows for sure. The only Apple stuff I have is the iPad and our phones, of course, but I don't know much about how that internet stuff works. I'm not a networking person. Like tonight, I've tried 6 times now to do a live stream, both horizontal and vertical. And every time it has messed up. I can't get it to go. Each time I watch a video and tell my wife, hey, I think I figured it out. And it doesn't work. So if anybody here has done live streaming and knows how, wow, look at that. Yes, we are in station mode right now. Yes, we are currently in station mode. Oh, okay. Yep. We have to be in station mode currently at the moment because my computer has to be on the same Wi-Fi that this ASI Air is on, or this iPad, so they will connect and talk to one another. This is the best image we've had all night, and that was only a 2-minute image. So I'm gonna zoom in just a little bit, and we'll try to get this a little bit better of an image coming through. But you can clearly see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 galaxies, 10 galaxies maybe. That's nice. That was a good suggestion there, Ernie, for M86. Thank you. We'll let that build up here for a little bit. Here comes another. Well, it's settling right now at the moment, so. But if we were running Nina, it wouldn't be an issue because I use the Google Chrome remote desktop. That has never let me down so far. Knock on wood, it's never been a problem. It works great, whatever I'm remoting into. The focal length of this H2 is roughly 561 millimeters, 561-ish. And we are looking at, currently this is Markarian's chain. It's a group of galaxies, and there are, let's see, we've got M86, NGC 4402, M84, NGC 4388, the eyes, the Copeland's eyes, it's NGC 4435, and of course then the eyes are at the bottom. Those two here that we're looking at right here, and we've only got 2 stacked images, so we're looking at 4 minutes of data. Each image is 120 seconds. Oh yes, this is with the 2600 as well. Sorry about that. And there's no filter. We had a filter, took it out, and this is what we're going with right here. Let's see. Ernie says M86 and M84 are the prominent ones in the center. Yeah, the eyes are at the top center. Yep. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Let's see here. Let me look at something real quick. That's out of there. Okay, all right. Yep. So again, we're just trying to color. Yes, this is a yeah, 2600 MC Pro. We trying to live stream the universe, do some live stacking with an ASI Air and the OCAL H2, along with the mount is the Ease Astro EM31 Pro. We tried to stream in horizontal and in vertical to try to get a better push of the stream out. But if anyone on here knows anything about vertical streaming and horizontal streaming and the stream keys, send me an email or go to my website, starwalking.org, hit the contact button, or send me a message on Discord on Astroworld TV, because I cannot figure it out. I've tried 6 times and cannot get it to go. But one of these days, we're going to get it to work. We are also imaging currently the Needle Galaxy on the C14. We're not live stacking, but we are imaging it, and it's on the other ASI Air, and we got 6.6 hours on it the other night, and trying to get another 6 hours so we can put those two together. Ernie says, or Ross says, all right, looking good. I've got to go. Thanks for, yes, thank you so much, Ross, for hanging out for a little while. So yes, see you on Wednesday on the show. Thanks again. Appreciate you. Ernie says, on a no moonlight, that's a great target. Yes, I've definitely got it penciled in, not only for this particular scope, but also the 14, because I put in the 2600 and the 6200, and they both look like they're going to have an awesome, thanks, sweetie, an awesome image setup, so a good framing. What do I mean by horizontal and vertical streaming? Okay, so what we're looking at right now is a vertical stream, and it's in the 16:9 format. So if you're on a computer, it looks nice and big. If you're on your phone, you can see it. You have to turn it sideways, and it looks decent. But when I say horizontal, that's what I'm talking about here. Vertical stream is I can stream horizontal, and then I can also push another stream out in the short version, the 1x1 or the 9x16. And what that'll do for YouTube is while you're looking at YouTube Shorts and somebody's scrolling through, this live stream would be on that YouTube Shorts. And if you're scrolling through it, you'll see it. So there's more traffic. There's a lot more traffic and a lot more chances of someone seeing this live stream and learning some cool stuff about space if I were to stream vertically. But the bad thing is when you're looking at it vertically, it's a lot smaller, and you won't see everything that's on this screen. Matter of fact, if we were streaming vertically right now, look on your screen, and you see where it basically the right-hand side of the screen has Astroworld telescope's image, then the horse head, then myself. Well, you take out the image, the horse head, and the telescope, and that's going to be the image area. So you're going to have a smaller screen there, and that's all that will be on that particular area. But you'll be able to choose either stream. You can jump from the vertical to the horizontal. It's just a way to get more people into the stream and watching it. But I can't figure that out. But when I do, hopefully it'll push this stream out to a wider audience so more people can get interested and see space. And that's what I was trying to do with all my solar live streams, but I can't figure it out. And when your little icon goes on and you see the live button, that's why you see 2 same live streams there. But one at the very last part of the title will say either an H or V, meaning horizontal or vertical. So currently right now, YouTube has a little button that I can click and it'll automatically put a vertical live stream going, but it won't, you can't adjust the image. Yes, I can zoom out and I'll turn off, there we go. That is a really cool, you can see the moon gradient there, but it's really, really cool looking. But once we get that figured out, I think we'll get a lot more traffic on the stream and push this out to a lot more bigger audience. Hopefully you can see that zoomed out there. That's a really good framing for the 2600. And we are looking at 10 minutes of data, so 5 stacked images. But we'll get a couple more stacked into there. But that's actually looking pretty good for 83 or 86% illuminated moon. Let's see here. But I do appreciate everyone hanging out and taking a look at the universe with me tonight. And apologies again for the having to change out the filter and some of the issues we've been having all night. But I haven't never had a stream go exactly perfect every night. Cool. Let's see. Wanted to see if M87 was in the field. Can't remember exactly which one M87 was. I have to pull back up Stellarium here. Let's see here. There's a bunch of them out there. I wish this thing would tell us exactly where. No, M87 is not in the field. As you can see, it's just below it. Now, I could rotate it and get it in there, but it's just below it. Not quite in there. Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. Appreciate that, Ernie. You're doing better than I ever could. Well, I appreciate that. It is you definitely have to plan these things out. Like when I used to do this all the time, we used to do live streams for 6-8 hours a night, and I would have everything written out in the book, and I would start at the highest object, and I would just work my way down 10 or 15 to 20 minutes on each target as we'd go. And what I would do is if we had, sometimes we'd have 300, 400, 500 people in there, and if the end goal was to get to like Thor's helmet, and we started way over here, we'd get halfway through the night, like 2 hours into the stream, and I would end up saying, well, okay, so we need like 10,000 more likes on the screen, or we need 15 more people in here, and then they would call their buddies, and next thing you know, we'd have another 200 or 300 people in, and then it'd just be like a big party. But you have to plan these things out because the internet's got to work. Switching between scopes, I've had 3 scopes at one time and was able to stream different, would be live streaming and live stacking 3 individual targets. But it's difficult to get them to switch back and forth. Once we get the observatory built, it won't be an issue because we'll just be all computer based, and we can do stuff like that all the time and won't have to worry about the way it switches back and forth. The guiding is going a little wonky on this one. It's coming back down now. I'm not sure. There might be some deer out there running around the scope or something. But it's actually starting to look pretty good. Let's see here. It's got some detail coming in on it right there, and it's only 12 minutes, so you can't really get too excited, about about what's on the screen, but man, it kind of gives you, this is a good way to, I've learned that it's a good, easy way to figure out what you want to image next. Because if you can go out and see this type of image for 12 minutes in 86% illuminated moon, then you're going to have a really cool target at the end of the night on a zero moon, you know, on a new moon or whatever it's called. This would be looking really good. There would be no gradient, and each one of those pixels would just be looking really good. What are you thinking for the next target? Either, well, I'll tell you what, it's not dealer's choice. It's whatever y'all want in the chat. So throw out whatever you want, as long as it's in our line of view and it's not on the other side of the meridian. We'll go take a look at it. At some point before we turn the camera off, I would like to zoom over and go back to, we'll end on, about that, we'll end on either the Pinwheel or the Whirlpool Galaxy, because it's really nice and big and we can see that. But I'm up for anything, so if you have anything in mind and it's close by, that we don't have to cross the meridian, throw it out there, put it in the chat, and we'll go take a look at it. If we go too high towards the moon instead of east or, you know, lateral, then we're going to have to deal with that moon. So we don't want to get anywhere too close to the moon at the moment. But yeah, we can go look at whatever you want to go look at. Let's see here. Let me get my stellarium set back up. Okay, 2600. How about Mars? Okay, Space Ace, 1969 Gen X. Hey man, how's it going? Welcome in. We can't see Mars at the moment. I think Mars was too close to the sun, I think, earlier. So I think it's out of view, but also, yeah, it's behind the sun. So right, I mean, even with this particular scope, this is the small one, and it's set up to where we really wouldn't see it. It'd look like one of those stars on the screen. However, if you make a mental note or subscribe to the channel and put a little, put the bell on there, when planets come back around, I have imaged Jupiter recently, and it turned out really well, I think. So take a look at starwalking.org and go to the image gallery there, look at the planetary stuff, and if you like the Jupiter image, there is an image of Mars in there, but that was from a different telescope. If you like that, try to make it back to when we're actually imaging planets, because I can't wait to actually image Mars and some of those other ones with the C14. I can't wait. This one's coming out pretty good. That one's coming along. We're looking at 16 minutes, so really good, I think, for 16 minutes of data on that. That's looking pretty good. Let's see here. So I see in the chat the Sunflower Galaxy. All right, let me have a look here. Sunflower Galaxy. Oh, that's hilarious, because I was actually almost right on top of it. M63. Oh, that's a bright one too. That's 8.6. So let's the sunflower is heading back to, let's see, M63 or M65. Where is M65 in reference to M? Okay, let me look. M65. Wouldn't it be cool if oh, the Hamburger Galaxy, the Leo Triplet. Yeah. Okay. So I'll tell you what, Jax, if you don't mind, let's do the Leo Triplet. Let's do 65, and then we'll swing back over to 63, and then we'll keep going over back over to the Whirlpool. How about that? We'll get those right in a line on the way back. How's that sound for everybody? Because the Leo Triplet, or M64. Where's M64? Right, well, there's M65. Let's see here. M65 too close to the moon. I don't see. Oh, with the moon, yeah, it is up there. But well, you know what? Let me see where. Thanks, Space Ace. Let's see where was. Let's see where M64 is. I'm using Stellarium. Okay, it's down into the Black Eye Galaxy. You know, I took a picture of that not too long ago. That is a really cool one. What's the altitude of that? I can't see. Altitude of... What's the altitude of that? 47. So it's definitely high enough. It's definitely above the tree line. All right, I'll tell you what. Let's go look at the Leo Triplet. If it's too close to the moon, we'll come back to the Black Eye, then we'll hit the Sunflower, and then we'll hit the Whirlpool. How about that? How about that for everyone? Does that sound like a good plan? I think we can do that. But this Markarian's chain is looking pretty good. Some really distant galaxies are starting to come out. And we're talking 18 minutes. So we're not even talking, you know, a decent, respectable stack of images at the moment with 86% illuminated moon. I think that's insane. That's pretty good. That's a really pretty cool way to look at the universe. I'm pretty impressed by that. Sounds good. Okay. All right. Excellent. Excellent. So let's pull this back up. M65, Leo Triplet. And this is actually good for me too, because this is going to give me a good idea of what the framing, what's going to look like, because we're in galaxy season. And after tonight, I should get around 5 to 6 hours on the Pinwheel Galaxy. Oh yeah, so Space Ace, you haven't seen it, but there's 2 telescopes out there running tonight, the OCAL H2, and then there's the C14. It's imaging the Needle Galaxy. It's on another system, and I just posted on the Discord channel a version of that. Here, I'll show it to you if you haven't seen it. And the one that I posted on the Discord, I adjusted it a little bit more, and I got some more of the blue tips to come out. So I'm trying to get that to where it'll focus. I'm not sure if you can see that because of the glare. But that's the Needle Galaxy. Sorry about that. I know there's a huge glare on it, but there's a picture on Discord. But hopefully I'll get another additional 4 to 6 hours, and that'll give me somewhere between 10 and 12 hours or 13 hours on that galaxy, and then I'll move to the next one. But man, I was really impressed with the way that C14 did that. I was really, really happy with that. All right, so we've got 20 minutes of data on this. I think that's good. Anybody want to see anything else on the Markarian chain before we go? Hey, Captain Action. Hello, cousins. Hey, how's it going? So does anybody want to see anything inside of here? BRB, you got to let the dog... All right, cool. Before we leave the Markarian's chain here, if you're on a cell phone, you can take a screenshot. That's a really cool cluster of galaxies. And there's a lot going on there, a lot to talk about there. But we're going to move off of this chain of galaxies and move over to the Leo Triplet, which is another cool set of galaxies. We are going to be moving closer to the moon, so it's going to be a little bit more of a issue with the gradient, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about, how it's really bright here and not bright over here on this side. That's just the way the moon is shining on the sky, and it's casting a glow or a shadow. But we're going to stop stacking here, and we're going to move over to the next set of galaxies, the Leo Triplet, M65. All right, here we go. M65, the Leo Triplet. Here we come, there we go. And what we got going here is we've got the ASI air looking in one space. The blue space is the camera, the red space is what we want. So the camera, the telescope is pointed in a certain area, and we slewed it over to where we wanted it. So now it's trying to center itself on the Leo Triplet, and that's what you saw there. That's what it's doing now. It's just plate solving itself. For those of you who've never seen this take place, this is just one of the easiest ways to look at the universe and take pictures, is the ASI air. If you don't have a computer system and stuff like that, it's just simple, especially for traveling. You can just set it up and go. All right, there we go. That's what it's going to look like. It has centered itself. We'll wait for the guiding to take effect, and we are going to go ahead and reset the stack. So we're doing that. So while this thing is going to take its first 2-minute image, bear with me. I'm going to leave this system and go over to the C14 and check out the Needle Galaxy real quick and make sure it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. So hopefully when we switch devices here, it doesn't fail on the screen. I think that's what has been messing us up throughout the night when I'm sharing my screen to the desktop here. Okay, so we are now looking at the Needle Galaxy. It's still guiding just a little over an arc second there. We'll give it just a minute for it to pull an image up and make sure the image is looking good. We've got 20. These are 5-minute images on the C14, so we'll give it another minute and some change for it to another image to pop up. But we'll check this one out, make sure the focus is still good, and then by that time we'll go back over to the OCAL H2, and the Leo Triplet, first Leo Triplet should be coming up. So just bear with me just another minute or two, and our image should be popping up. Welcome in for those of you who are just popping in here. We are live streaming the universe with 2 telescopes tonight. And if you just popped in, you see a blank screen, but we're in between taking an image of the Needle Galaxy and live stacking Leo Triplet with 2 different telescopes here. So just bear with us momentarily while this image is going to roll out in the next 66 seconds. So just bear with me here. But thanks for hanging out with us tonight. If you have any questions at all, place it in the chat. And if you have any requests to look at stuff, we're going to look at the Leo Triplet, and then we're going to go back to I forget which galaxy it is, the Sunflower Galaxy, and then head back over to Whirlpool. Whirlpool is a really big galaxy, and it should show up pretty well, and it's further away from the moon. Right now we're heading in the direction of the moon. I'm not sure how well that one's going to show up, but here comes in the next 25 seconds or so. This is a 5-minute image of the Needle Galaxy. That was what I was just showing on my cell phone. But I can't wait to get this data. And I'm pretty impressed with the night that I was shooting. It was a 50% illuminated. 2 nights ago was 40 or 50% illuminated moon. And those images came out great. So I'm really curious on how this is going to turn out. But you can see here, this is the 6200 MC Pro. It's a very large file size, so it's a 120 megabyte file size, and it's really slow to load. So stars are still looking nice and round. Look how round that star is. We're guiding at 0.8 currently, and that's a 5-minute image of the Needle Galaxy. That still just blows my mind on how well this thing is able to just reach in there and pull that out. Space Ace, you have a great setup there. Very impressive, great visual. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. And if you like what we do here, please like and subscribe. Smash that like button. And most importantly, if you think this is cool and you think your friends or your family or neighbors would like it, you know, let them know. Share it. Share the channel with them, and let them come in and we learn about space. And I do a lot of solar stuff too. So if you like looking at the sun, please visit the YouTube channel there, or go to starwalking.org and check out some of the images there for the sun. When you go to the solar part of the image tab, the first one you click on is going to load up a full disk image, 2.5 hour time lapse of the sun, and it's got some crazy solar flares going on and some prominences going on there. If you've never seen that before, I urge you to go check it out. Not because I want you to go check out the channel, but just to see what that looks like, because it is amazing to look at. All right, this is the 5-minute image of the Needle Galaxy on the C14. Everything is looking good here, so I'm going to hop back over. And I will show you this, that there is a, on one of my other images, not this one, not this thing right here, but somewhere in this area, right in here, there, you can't see it right here, but until you stack everything, there's a nebula that's in there. And I can't find that in the catalog, so I'm going to do some searching. And then I think, see, it's not here. There, I'm pretty sure there was a comet in this area that was here the other night. It's in my image because there's a round, perfectly round star, and the one next to it is a star with a trail on it, and nothing else is trailing around it. So I think it's a comet, but I'd have to go back and look. But we'll do some more research. All right, let's get back over to the Leo Triplet, because we should have 2 or 3 images on the Leo Triplet. So let's go check that out. Here we go. Any moment now. Okay. We have got 2 images stacked. So in about, oh, I don't know, 5 or 6 seconds, here comes 4 minutes of data. Let's see what it looks like. It might be something, it may be nothing, because of the, whoa, look at that. Check that out. We should have been imaging this one all along. That is insane for 4 minutes of data. 4 minutes of data. Ernie, you came back just at the right amount of time, because we just swapped over to the Leo Triplet, and the moon has no ill effect on this target. I mean, there's quite a bit of washout if we zoom out, but right now, look at that hamburger. I think that's is that the Hamburger Galaxy in there? That is insane. That's not bad for 4 minutes. And we've got another image coming in here in just a minute. That's not bad. And plus, I like the star spikes on that star right there. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. So I'm going to get that blown up a little bit there so you can see a better image for you, to get a little bit better idea of what's going on there. That, I mean, this so far, this is by far the best image we've seen all night, with the least amount of time so far. But in comparison, these images are pretty bright though too. These are really bright compared to the other ones. Matter of fact, let's see here. I just noticed something here. Okay, there we go. All right, I was hoping that the stream wasn't lagging. All right, there we go. I'm looking at Stellarium real quick, so just bear. Yeah, the dust lanes in the hamburger. Yes, that's what that was. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I can't wait to look at some of these with the C14. They are going to be phenomenal. But then again, even with this OCAL at 561 millimeter focal length, you get 3, 4, 5 hours in this image. It's going to look pretty amazing compared. This is only 369 minutes. Less than 10 minutes of data here. Well, now we have 8, but it was 6. But that's still pretty cool. That is really cool. Yeah, those dust lanes are really sticking out. Again, I really appreciate. Oh, who knew? Yeah, that's pretty cool, isn't it? Space Ace. I'm not sure what your background is or where you're located. If anyone here is located in the state of South Carolina, I challenge you to make it over to the Boeing Observatory in the State Museum. I do volunteer there, and I help teach and educate everyone who comes through there on solar and the universe. So if you come through there during the daytime on the second Saturday of the month, you'll see me there. Stop by and say hello, and we'll talk shop for a little while. But they do have in the evening times. I think this is the last month for it, but they have the 1926 Alvin Clark big telescope there, and it's actually works, and they'll let you climb up the ladder and look at stuff. But looking at Jupiter, looking at the Orion Nebula through something like that, that's a 100-year-old telescope. It's pretty cool just to go out there and check that out. The hamburger has a tidal tail that you can pull out with the. Oh, okay, all right. Oklahoma. Been out to Oklahoma a couple times out there. That's pretty cool. You got some really dark skies out in Oklahoma. This would be the perfect place to go and do this out there. What was that? My watch just went off. Wow, this is looking really good. And yeah, you're right. I may have to wait until the moon is gone, of course, before I try to tackle another galaxy. Which I hate that, because you don't have to wait 30 days. You just got to wait about a week and a half for it to rotate out of the sky enough. Because each day or whatever, it raises a little bit later. So, but then again, these targets are going to start moving around, and I got trees that I have to work in between. So, but wow, this is looking really good, y'all. Not bad. We'll give it another couple minutes, and then we'll start working our way back to the Sunflower Galaxy. I'll have to go back, look through the chat to make sure that I'll go to the right one that we were going to go to. I don't want to miss. Let's see. There's 64. The Sunflower Galaxy. Yep. So we're going to go to the Sunflower Galaxy on the way back. All right, Sunflower Galaxy. That is cool. I'm pretty impressed on that. I like that. Those are 3 cool looking galaxies. That would actually be a pretty good picture too. And there's probably a little bit more in the outliers. Oh, that's pretty cool. Look at the very bottom of the screen. There's a star down there that's just trying to show its head at the very bottom of the screen. That's pretty cool. Wow. Okay. So this thing has stuck again. Oh no, we stuck again. All right, here we go. I don't know why it does that, y'all, but I do apologize for all those technical difficulties there. All right. Now all right. So stand by one, y'all. This ASI Air, or this app, you can shrink the app somehow, and I'm not sure how I shrunk the app, but I was able to shrink it. So I gotta restart this screen sharing app again. Maybe it's because you can only share for so long. Am I enjoying the app? No, I'm not enjoying the app. I'm not going to rate you right now, but I'll rate you later. Because and this is a paid app too. I mean, I paid like $4.99 or something for this app. I don't know why it's doing that, but there's if you look here at the bottom of the screen, there's this huge star. Look at that. You can see, just barely see the spikes trying to come through there. All right, I'll let y'all take another look at that. If you happen to be on a cell phone and you want to take a screenshot of the Leo Triplet here, there's another image coming through in about 35 seconds. I think it may be the internet, because look at the bottom here, and we're talking about kilobytes per second, and that's the bandwidth at which this downloading. So it very well could be Starlink's internet at the moment causing this thing to do that. So very well could be. But for those of you who just jumping on the live stream, thanks for joining. We're checking out the Leo Triplet here. I think it is my internet. So hopefully it's still good stream quality. But we are checking out the Leo Triplet with the OCAL H2. We've got about 12 minutes of data, and it's looking really, really good at the moment. So give me just another moment here while I fix this issue here. And then we'll go over to the Sunflower Galaxy. I don't know why it's doing that, y'all, so just please bear with me here. Okay, well, it's working. It just wasn't updated on the screen for some reason. All right, so here comes the last image for the, it's worth the wait. Thank you so much, Space Ace. Appreciate that very much. Here comes the last image. There is 12, actually, it'll be 14 minutes of data here in just a minute. Let's let it finish its stack. And then we're going to go over to the Sunflower Galaxy and then head over to the Whirlpool. And we'll finish it off with the Whirlpool. Okay, there it goes. We'll stop that. All right, the Sunflower Galaxy. And I think it's M60. Let me see. M63. All right, just want to make sure I was going to the right place. M63 coming up. Sunflower Galaxy. We're moving away from the moon, so it should be a little bit better of a gradient there. It's lagging. Yeah, no, I think it's lagging on my side. Let me double check Starlink connection here. I do believe it is on my end and not y'all's end. Sometimes Starlink is really good. We had a lot of solar activity today. I don't doubt that there's some issues with Starlink going on with some of the stuff that was going on with the sun today. Yeah, it's between 150 and 200. So normally it's like at a 250 or 260. So right at the moment, it's having a little bit of problems keeping up, but also I'm running this stream, a computer here, a computer out there, 2 ASI computers out there, and I think we're live streaming on TV or something like that too. So I think it's actually doing pretty good for what we're on. All right, we are on the Sunflower Galaxy. Here we go. We're starting the stack. So in 2 minutes, we are going to see the Sunflower Galaxy. So just bear with me here. It's on its way. The Sunflower Galaxy is coming up. Ernie, thanks for suggesting the Leo Triplet. That turned out to be great. That's a really cool shot right there of the Leo Triplet. I like that. That looks good. That's a nice target. Jose, why does a viewer care about? Why does a lag? Seriously, don't know. I'm honestly. Oh, so the viewer yourself, if my internet is lagging, what's going to happen is one, there is a delay. There's like automatically with YouTube, there's like a 25-second delay. So what I'm doing here and I'm looking at, I'm already a few seconds before you. And if the internet is slow, like I'm on Starlink, and if it really starts to slow down really bad, it'll start skipping. And I'm saying something about the Hamburger Galaxy, and I'm already moved on to something else, and then you may miss what I'm talking about, and you're like, what did he just say? Because I'm not sure how we got from point A to point B, because it's lagging so bad that the words that I'm saying, you miss, and it skips. So that's kind of why the lagging part is there. Oh, yeah. So we are where I'm at here, we are definitely in the sticks. We are about 35 miles outside the city, maybe a little bit more. And out here, we don't have cable TV. We don't have phone run out here. We have cell phones, and they barely work. So we had to put a cell phone booster up and get Starlink. But Starlink has gotten really a lot better over. We've had it for the last 4 or 5 years, and it's gotten better over the last 2 years, a lot better. So we've got about another minute or two before the image comes through. Actually, it's starting to load now. So this is going to be the Sunflower Galaxy coming up. Let's see. Okay, so and if someone is following along, I got it. You want to get a telescope, and I would follow. Oh yeah, having a telescope is really cool. You don't have to if you had a telescope, you could actually, if you were in the same area as we are. I'm not sure where what area you're in or where you're located, but if you were in near the same area or the same area of sky, you could follow along and see exactly what we're looking at live as well. So there's the Sunflower Galaxy. The first 2-minute image has come through, and at least we do have something on the screen. It is looking pretty good there for 2 minutes. Definitely got a core. The core is definitely sticking out, and you can see there's lots of spiral arms trying to come out of there. So there's quite a bit of dust and stuff in there. We'll let this build for just a few minutes, and then we will we'll head over to the Whirlpool, and I think that'll be the last one we look at because it's a nice big galaxy. And we'll let that build for 15 minutes and then call it a night because it is It's 11:15 or so, so that way we're not up too terribly late. But then before we leave, we'll jump over to the C14 and check out the Needle Galaxy and make sure that that's on the right track. Joseph, you're on the right channel. Oh yeah, thanks, Jax. I appreciate that. And for those of you, you may have heard it before, or those of you who are just coming in and haven't heard it, I do a lot of solar viewing as well as solar live streams. So I encourage you that if you like solar, to one, check out starwalking.org. There's lots of cool images, some cool video in there, but also you'll see some images that what I do. And then if you like that, look at the solar live stream. Like today, we finished up a 2-hour solar live stream. You're new and trying to learn. Okay, from Texas, the Texas coast. That's awesome. Texas has got some great skies for imaging. So if you're interested, one, in astronomy, check out Astro World telescopes. They've got a channel called Astro World TV. And they got a YouTube channel. They got a show every Wednesday and Friday. You'll learn a ton, a lot. We learn stuff every time we're in there, and we do Wednesdays and Fridays, and every other Friday is a live Zoom where we can go on and we can hang out and ask questions and show screens and just talk shop and learn. And then also, if you're interested in solar, which I do a lot of, you can go back and look at some of my videos, and I teach you how to do it. But not only that, the data is there. If you look at the description, most of the new videos that I've been posting, I put the data that's in there in the description. It's on my Google Drive. You can just click on it, download that data, and practice doing a galaxy or practice doing a solar image if you want. But appreciate you being here, and I'm glad that you're here. And you got to start somewhere, and you picked a great place to start, especially with this channel, but also checking out Astro World as well, because they have a plethora of knowledge. And if you join the Discord there, you can't go wrong, because everyone there will lead you in the right direction. Space Ace, is there a super black hole in the middle of every galaxy? They say that that's probably what is. Almost everyone, I mean, there are some that don't, but most of them they do. And I think I think the technology is getting better now that we're better able to detect those things. And the sky is so big right now, I don't think they've actually gone and checked every single one. But more than likely, yes. But we don't know yet. Some have been ejected due to gravitational interactions with other galaxies. Yes. Yep. That's pretty cool to think about too. But look at the spiral arms on this one now. There's the core, and it's starting to wrap around. And look, they got the faint spiral coming out on that. That's going to be a pretty big galaxy. That Sunflower Galaxy would be really cool if we sat there and imaged it for quite a while. And I just want to stress to the individuals who are new to astronomy and astrophotography that it is very difficult to image a galaxy when we have a moon out, and we have an 86% illuminated moon here, and it's affecting this image. And you can tell by looking at that image right now. Looking at the left-hand side of the screen, it looks white. It looks like somebody is shining a light on that side of the screen, and as you go across to the right-hand side, it gets darker. It's because the moon is bright and glowing down onto the side of the sky that we're looking at. It casts that big gradient across there. And what that does is the moon's brightness drowns out the glow of the galaxy, so it's very difficult to capture. And the reason I'm saying that is because right now we're looking at a galaxy with only 8 minutes of data, and 8 minutes of data on a Galaxy is tough, but 8 minutes on a Galaxy in a harsh moon environment is extreme, and we'll still be able to see it. So, and I say that because also is that these things are really cool, and it's a wow moment, but it's really wow. Like, come back in a couple of weeks when the moon is gone and we do this again, and you see that 8-minute image or 10-minute image, you're going to go, oh my gosh, that is incredible. It really is, and that's what this hobby is all about, is learning and looking at the cool stuff in space. But we'll give this one more shot, and then let's go over to the Whirlpool Galaxy. This one would probably take quite a bit to get it to come out. I'm looking at, I'm pulling up my Stellarium again to look at the data on this one. I think it's a fairly decent brightness, but I'm not quite sure. M63, it's a 8.6. It is fairly bright. However, it's just I think it's really far away too, so that might be one of the causes of yes. Oh yeah, it's definitely on my target for the 14, because I'm looking at it and there is a this bright star that's right here. That's going to look really cool. That's what's really amazing is that bright star, you can't see it, but that bright star is inside of the, it's not in the inner part of the galaxy, but it's inside of one of the outside rings. So the galaxy extends to out here. This galaxy is ginormous. So that star will look really, really cool inside of there. And you can tell, you can start to see the star spikes here, that's a distant star, and the moon is casting such a horrible, I mean, look at the gradient. You can see it. You can see the lines going across the sky there. But that's really, really amazing, though, that we're even able to see that. Liam Bryan, very nice for all things possible. Yes, that is correct. That is correct. All right, so sorry, Jax, we didn't get a very cool image of the Sunflower Galaxy. But thumbs up in the chat if we're ready to move over to the Whirlpool so we can get a nice big image of that before we head off. The brightness can be misleading. The galaxies are diffused objects. That's true. And the magnitude is spread across the area. That's true. That is very, very true. Good point. Good point. Yep, that's the sunflower. That's going to look really cool. Let's head over to, let me see something else. Just let me make sure that, yeah, let's go over to the, let's go over to the Whirlpool M51. Let's do that. Let's stop that. Let's go to M51. Let's get a good stack on M51 so everyone can have a really cool image. This actually should come out fairly decent, even in this sky here. M51. It's not too far away from where we were. All right, there we go. And the scope is now moving over to M51. Moon is not my fault. Oh, thanks, Jax. Yeah. One of these days I'll be able to control the moon. Be like, what was his name? When he was able to lasso the moon and pull it in. He had the power of God in the movie. I forget the name of the movie. Had Jim Carrey in it. Whirlpool is always cool. Yes. Whirlpool is cool. As soon as this thing centers up, we will, there we go, it's centered up and it's validated, so it's going to start looping. We're going to go ahead and start the stack. Here we go. So we've restarted it, and now we're just waiting on the 2 minutes to go by so we can see it. But thank you again, everyone, for hanging out. It has been a pleasure hanging out with y'all tonight. Greatly appreciate y'all for being here. I like doing this. It's really fun. It's really cool, especially when people ask questions and we can get the targets going. Next time we do this, the moon will be in a better position out of the way. It'll be coming up later. And then, Evan Almighty. That's right. Yes, you're right, Space Ace. Yeah, Evan Almighty. That was a good movie. But the next time we do this, hopefully the moon will be out of the way a little bit, and we'll have a little bit better of a time. Now I got my, yes, that's correct, Ernie. It is 2 interacting galaxies, and it is a twofer. And what I have behind me over here on the floor is the RASA, the 11-inch RASA. It's a fast telescope as well. It's an f2 as well. But it also is just a little bit more. It's a 620, about 100 millimeters more, or give or take, in focal length. And this thing does really good, but it's got a 11-inch diameter on it. So it's a pretty good light bucket for pulling out detail. And it does really well at live stacking. But unfortunately, we only have this one CM70 that's got the 14 on it. So trying to get a couple different companies to send the channel another mount that's capable of handling the 14, so we can offload it, the 70, and we'll put it up. We'll put the RASA on there, and then that way we can do some live stacking with the RASA during Galaxy season, because that thing would really pull out some detail quick, because it's 11-inch. Oh, excuse me. And then when you get the C14 and all set up and everything's going well, look at that. 2 minutes. 2-minute image, and we have these ginormous spiral arms and this other galaxy with it. So this is going to turn out pretty well. We'll let this one go for about 15-20 minutes, and then we'll call it good. But this is going to be another good image to do as well with the 14, to get the this center part here that has got that more brownish, yellowish, milky color to its core, and how it just kind of spreads out. And then in the big spiral arms, it's got all that oxygen and hydrogen in there, and it's just all blue and red in there. It's a really colorful, beautiful galaxy. But soon we'll get maybe 2 scopes going, live stacking that are fast, or we'll do a shootout. We'll put the RASA up against the 14, and they will we'll see how things go, and maybe put a hyperstar on the 14, and then basically have an 11-inch RASA and a 14. It won't be a 14 RASA, but you know what I mean. It'll be converted into from right now we're shooting at f7.7, so we'll convert it to a f2 by putting the hyperstar on it. All right, here comes another. Pay attention. Let's see how much of a difference this second image is coming up. Here it comes. That made a pretty good difference there. I can see a little bit more spiral arms, especially in that one right there. Jose, may I ask what brand scope? Just like the name. I'm watching who I can learn and see what is possible with from their scopes. I also understand different lenses. Okay, so this is this particular scope that we're looking at right now is the OCAL. It's made by OCAL, OCAL. And if you were to Google it, you'd have to Google OCAL H2. But it is their first telescope that they've made. It's a Newtonian telescope. It's got a mirror in it. It's a hyperbolic mirror. It's a really high performance mirror, and it's got a mirror. So basically, it's a tube. Light comes in from the front part of the tube, goes down, and it hits that bottom mirror, the primary mirror. It bounces back, straight back up, and instead of going outside of the tube, on the inside there's a secondary mirror that's facing down, and that thing hits that secondary mirror and then shoots off to the side and into the camera. The camera's mounted off to the side, top or bottom, however depends you want to call it when you rotate it. But this is a Newtonian telescope made by OCAL. The other telescope that we're using is the Celestron C14. I have a plethora of scopes on this channel. We've got big ones, extremely big ones, small ones, extremely small ones, extremely long ones, fast ones, slow ones. So yeah, unfortunately, this particular telescope is of one of the higher end telescopes. If you're going to purchase it in the United States, Astroworld Telescopes is the only OCAL dealer, and I believe they are going for somewhere between, don't quote me on the price, but around $5,200 to $5,600, depends on it. But I will say that it is worth every single penny. This scope is worth every single penny. It comes with several cool items, along with a really cool roller cart case for traveling. But there's a lot to it. Good evening, Ed Van Noons. Good evening. But if you're interested in buying, take your time, look around. You know, I've got many different images that I've posted on this channel by a multitude of telescopes. Some that are cheap, some that are really expensive, and some that are right in the middle. But you can get a telescope to fit any budget. You can shop around. So you can look at you can look at Cloudy Nights. They sell scopes there. There's a couple different places to look at Astroworld telescopes. You can never go wrong by going over there and talking to Dan. They've got something to fit everybody there, and they even have these nice, neat, really cool $300, $400 automated mini scopes like the Dwarf Mini 3, S30, C-Star 30. Those things are really cool, and you just set those down in an open sky, turn it on, hook your phone to it, and away you go, and it's taking really, really, really cool pictures, amazing images, and some like these, really, really cool images. I would have thought that this galaxy would have popped out a little bit better than that, but you can clearly see the HA pockets that are in there now, and all those dusty lanes that are running around there. But again, we only have 8 minutes. There's only 4 2-minute images stacked on top of one another. So So really, this is doing outstandingly well for that particular galaxy. But yeah, so don't run out and just purchase any old telescope. But also, don't purchase the $150 telescope that's made of plastic, and made of plastic and promises, because what it'll do is it will make you mad, and it's going to turn you away from doing it. Yes, that's right, Ernie. If there's a local astronomy club, go there, because everybody has stuff, and they have gear there that they'll set up and do sidewalk events, or even nights that they go out and do star parties, local stuff there. And people have all their stuff. They'll show you their stuff, let you use their stuff there, and you can learn right then and there to be in your hands and make up your mind. But just don't rush out and buy. Do a lot of research. That's a very good point there, Ernie. Thanks for saying that. All right, we'll give this another few minutes here. I don't know if that's clouds. Can't be clouds. It better not be clouds, because that's just not, the image is just not. I'm looking at my all sky cam here. Just give me a second. It shouldn't be that dim of a target. It's like it's not stacking the image, and I know it is. I'm just going to make sure that we don't have make sure clouds didn't creep in. Well, I can't get it to. It's like the images aren't coming through. It's saying that it's stacking, but the images aren't coming through. Let me see if I can notice a difference. It says it's clear outside, so no worries there. Can y'all tell a difference? Yes, sir, found it. Corpus Christi has one. All right, yeah, Corpus Christi. I'm thinking that it's the data's just not making it there. It's really slow. Well, it says it did. It says there's 5 there. But you can tell, look at that huge moon gradient. Look at that gradient. That is just amazing how tough that is. That's really, really washing it out. It's really, you know what I can do here? Hang on a minute. Let's just try this. I should have thought about this. Let me darken it up. Do a little stretching here. I don't know why I didn't think about this before. I can just play with the sliders here and do a little stretching. There we go. That's much better. I don't know why I wasn't doing that to begin with the whole time. Gabrielle, maybe focus. No, the focus is should be pretty good. This OCAL holds the focus really well. It's the gradient, and I just was just adjusting the histogram here to try to deal with that big moon glow we got going on. Great live stream. Got to go. Have a great one. Thank you, Ernie, so much. Really appreciate you for hanging out for a while. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you, Ernie, over on Discord on Astro World on Wednesday. Chris Archer, Astro clubs are the best. Yes, mine has a private observatory. That is freaking awesome. A private observatory in Bortle 3 skies near a city. So, near a city. So everywhere else is 6-7. Yes, that's right. In the city is near 6-7. They're putting in a, holy cow, a CDK 24. Now that is nice. A plane wave 24 for the club members to use. Now, I'm telling you right now, that is a sweet deal right there for $100 a year. Oh, you count me in. Chris, where's this club at? I may have to join just to be able to have access to something like that. That is awesome. And you know, my apologies. I should have been adjusting this histogram as we go on all night long, because we could have got a whole lot better images here. I'm just kind of stretching it with this ASI air here. So this is the Whirlpool Galaxy. Let's see, Gabriel. I hope I'm getting your name right. Have I seen much strange moving lights in the universe lately? I see strange stuff all the time. Bay Area, Tri-Valley Stargazers. Oh, okay, cool. The strangest thing, I haven't seen strange things as of lately, but before Christmas, I was doing not a live stream, I was doing a time lapse of the sun, and there's a short out there. It's a solar short. It's in it's on YouTube. It's in one of the shorts. I think it's called Solar EAP, and what it looks like is the sun is here, and you've got clear space all around it, and then out of the top, instead of there's solar flares going along. It's a time lapse. You see the solar flares and the prominences going on, and then all of a sudden you see what looks like a big ball, a star of plasma just shoot straight out of the top at a very high rate of speed. Not a trail, not anything else, but just a round, just a ball shooting out. A lot of people were saying it was a satellite, and at first I thought yes. However, if you go back and look at the video, at the bottom of the sun, look at the angle at where it comes. So it starts down here and travels in a straight line crossing the sun. So down here, the way that I've got the exposure done, you would have seen a satellite from the bottom. It would have been a trail, or it would have been a dot that you could see coming up from the bottom and then disappearing behind the sun, and just a second or two come out the top. However, there's nothing on the bottom. I've slowed the video down. I've zoomed in on the master file. There's nothing there. This thing came out. Either it came directly behind the sun and did a 90-degree, which we know can't happen, or at least we can't do, or it came out of the sun. So I call it a solar EAP. That's the coolest, strangest thing I've seen in a long time, other than the Aurora Borealis here, which is pretty cool. All right, let's let this go for about another 3 or 4 more minutes, and then we'll call that a night. But I want to say thank you to everyone who has been hanging out with us for the last almost 3 hours. That would be cool to make it 3 hours, but I think my voice is kind of going there, so I don't think I'll be able to make it another 20 minutes. But this is the Whirlpool Galaxy that we're looking at right now, with the OCAL H2 telescope. It's mounted on Astro's EM31 Pro strain wave mount, and that was provided by Astro World Telescopes. As you can see, the thing above, Dan, who runs that, is very, very great, awesome guy. So if you are in the need of any type of astronomy related telescope equipment, visit Astro World Telescopes. But more important, make sure you visit the Astro World TV tab over there, and come join the Discord and come see us every Wednesday and Friday, and we talk shop. We have image of the year, image of the month, image of the, well, we don't do week anymore, just image of the month. You can submit your image, you can win prizes, but you can learn a lot of stuff about astronomy, the universe, how equipment works, filters, focusers, how to process data. You learn everything from A to Z and you can be a beginner and you can come out an expert just by following along and watching all the videos. And if you cannot make it to the shows, don't forget to go to the YouTube channel for Astroworld Telescopes, because they post those shows, and just go back and rewatch the shows, because I watch them and rewatch them all the time, because we talk about how to process images and I got to refer back to those videos all the time. So I highly encourage everyone here to go and check that out. All right, there is 16 minutes. We got one more image coming through. That'll make it 18. Any last, let's see, I'm gonna say, Chris says, I had a very strange satellite the other night. It was at least mag 7 based on its brightness, but moving very slow like a geosync. Yes. How about, was that anywhere near the Orion area by chance, Chris? Because as of lately, I've had several images in that general area where I've had a satellite. I'm taking 3-minute images, and I was using my APO 130, so it was a pretty wide field, and it'd take the first image and it would just barely make it into the frame, and then it'd refresh for the second image and it'd still be leaving. So we're talking a very, very slow moving satellite. So yeah, it probably was military, and it was probably, or Google Earth looking down at us, or somebody. Passed right next to Leo Triplet. Okay, my target that night. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Space Ace, you're welcome. Thank you very much for being here. Oh, that's all right, Norm. Thanks for popping in. We've looked at a couple of cool targets tonight. I've had some struggles with the live stream, but it's working now. But this is the Whirlpool. We've got 18 minutes on this image. We're doing 2-minute stacks, and it's getting ready to roll over to the last one. We're just getting ready to finish it up, but we've got a really bad moon gradient going on. I mean, look at that. Look at that moon gradient, y'all. That is serious right there. That's why it's really difficult to image in a full moon unless you're using narrowband or dual narrowband. Exactly like that, lasted through. Yes, So I'm thinking that would be a military satellite, or some SpaceX one that we don't know about, that people are doing something strange with. But they move slow, and I can't stand them because they're all over the place. But this is a really good example of that gradient, and this is a serious gradient. But if that gradient wasn't there, this 20-minute image would look pretty daggone amazing if that gradient wasn't there. But anywho, there we have it. This is the Whirlpool Galaxy. Thank y'all for stopping by. We are running on 2 hours and 45 minutes. We're going to go ahead and call it a night. Thank you for coming in. And for those of you who are just jumping in, please like and subscribe. Go back and rewatch the live. We got some cool targets in there. I'll tell you what, before we leave, don't leave just yet. I'm going to turn this one off, but we're going to go over to the C14 and let you see what a 5-minute image looks like in the moonlit 86 illuminated moon here, 86% illuminated moon. So let's check out, we'll stop this one here. We'll go over to the C14. We'll check that out, and then we'll end the live. Let's see how this one is looking. Give it just a second here. It's loading right now. So we timed it just perfectly to come over here. So it's going to load this image, and we'll get to see. Yep, here it comes. So for those of you who are just tuning in, thank you for being here. We're looking at the live view of the universe. What you see on the screen right now is the Whirlpool. We're getting ready to see the Needle Galaxy, a 5-minute image. And that's what we have right here. That's pretty cool right there. That's just one 5-minute image of the Needle Galaxy. That's not looking bad at all. And I can't wait to get, we've got 29 5-minute images. This is with the C14 paired along with the 6200 MC Pro with no filter. And it's riding on top of the CEM70G Ioptron mount, and it is maxed out. It's like at 68, 69 pounds of the 70 pounds. And it's right on the edge of being too much, but it works. And it's working well. But thank you so much for stopping by. And for those of you who just came in, don't forget to look at the link right down there, to starwalking.org. There's some really cool pictures there. My latest images from the OCAL are there. Some solar images are there. My latest planetary images are there from Jupiter are there. I want to say thank you to Astroworld Telescopes for providing the EM31 Pro mount that we use for this channel on all these videos, most of the videos we're doing with the H2. And then the next time we do this, hopefully we'll use the Stella Vita and show you what Stella Vita is capable of. It doesn't do live stacking, but it is pretty cool to use, and it works really well. It's open source. It does have some quirkiness to it, but yes, Chris, nice to meet you. It's great to talk with you. Thanks for hanging out here, and don't forget, check out starwalking.org. If you were part of the solar live stream this afternoon, don't forget to go back to the video description and look inside there. There's a link to the Google Drive, and the processed images are there, the stacked images are there, and the live raw data is there for you to process yourself if you'd like. So don't forget to do that. If you do process a solar image, post it and tag it, and I'd like to see it. Show me how you do it. But thanks again for watching tonight. Hopefully we'll get the streams fixed out till we got the vertical and horizontal going at the same time. My apologies tonight for the filter change scenario we had going on there. But it's nice to meet everyone in here. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend. Have a great Sunday. I'm going to go shut down the one telescope, and I'm going to let this C14 ride all night long and capture this really awesome galaxy here, this Needle Galaxy, because it's a pretty cool thing. So you're welcome. Thanks, Norm. Thanks everyone for being here. Again, I appreciate you, and I hope everyone has clear skies, and we'll see you next time. Thanks. We'll see you. All right. Thanks again, everyone.